Welcome to Communication Skills for Everyone. If you are watching this channel first time, please subscribe. Today, let us learn The Ransom of Red Chief by O. Henry. O. Henry is the in his short story, The Ransom of the Red Chief, talks about the kidnappers who were tortured by a 10-year-old kid from Summit named Johnny, and at the end, the boy is handed over to his father along with cash. So, O. Henry, most of O. Henry's stories ends with surprise endings, so that's why it is popular as surprise endings. In this, Sam is the narrator of the story. He, along with Bill, so his companion, had a joint capital of $600. They needed just $2,000 more to pull off a fraudulent town lot scheme in western Illinois. So they decided to kidnap someone and demand the needed how much $2,000 amount as ransom. So they both selected the victim, so who has only one child. So here the prominent citizen and a wealthy man named Ebenezer Dorset. 2 miles from Summit, there was a cave which they used to store provisions. One fine evening after sunset, they drove in a cart and went near Dorset's house. The boy put off a fight with Bill and Sam like a huge bear. But finally, they managed to overcome his stubborn resistance and got him in the bottom of the cart and took him into the cave. Johnny as a Red Chief. The cave was surrounded with a thick cedar tree. Later, he wore feathers in his hair and called himself a Red Chief. And he also nicknamed Sam as Snake Eye, the spy. He called Bill Old Hunk, the trapper. The Red Chief's capitative and was going to be killed at the daybreak. The little boy seemed to be having the time of his life. Later, they had dinner. The little boy, Johnny, filled his mouth with bacon, bread, and gravy and began to talk. Why are oranges round? I don't like girls. A parrot can talk, but a monkey or fish can't. The little boy started to threaten Bill and Sam. Later, they went to sleep. Johnny often got off and yelled. In the early morning, he sat on Bill's chest and tried to cut off his hair and skin with knife. The whole night, both Sam and Bill lost their sleep. Ransom note. Next morning, Sam went to the top of the mountain to examine the situation in Summit. But quite opposite to their expectations, the village was very quiet and the people of Summit were yet to discover the kidnap. Meanwhile, the kid started to torture Bill in the cave. Sam rescued Bill after he returned to the cave from the top of the mountain. He suggested his companion that they should send a letter to Dorset demanding the ransom and instructing him how to pay it. Bill pleaded with Sam to reduce the amount to $1,500 as he suspected that his father wouldn't be willing to pay a bigger amount for a troublesome boy. They wrote a letter demanding $1,500 as ransom for returning his son. Sam went out to send a letter to Mr. Dorset demanding the amount. Now, the little kid asked Bill to play along with him and asked him to get down on four legs. He rode on Bill's back to the village stockade as a game. After posting the letter, Sam returned back to the cave, but he found none. He waited for Bill in the cave for a long time, and about half an hour later, he heard the bushes rustle. He saw Bill, who looked tired and shabby. He said that the boy is gone and he had sent him home. Bill tried to get rid of the boy, but he followed him back to the cave. Later that night, Bill and Sam got a letter from Mr. Dorset stating that instead of paying the ransom, he had demanded money from Bill and Sam. They had to pay in cash $250 to take his son off their hands. they should come with the boy in the night time because the neighbors might object to his returning home and might attack the kidnappers. Bill and Sam wanted to get rid of the boy somehow and they decided to pay the amount demanded by Mr. Dotet. They both paid the amount $250 as demanded by the little boy's father and ran away from the town as fast as they could, thinking that the boy could catch up with them again. So, this is the story of the ransom of Red Chief. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Communication skills for everyone.